Good morning, happy Tuesday. It's 8:15. Been awake about half an hour, I'm dressed. Andrew's been up since about 5 o'clock. He's got the slow cooker mince on for later, and he's already got the next mix of cakes ready to go. He's got about 3 or 4 left to make. So for my breakfast this morning, I've got a big coffee made with almond milk, and then I've got 45 grams of cherry fruit wheats, which are from Aldi. Then I've got a Muller cherry yoghurt for 1 sin, and strawberries and blueberries. So I've got my healthy extra B for cherry fruit wheats and 1 sin for the yoghurt. Well, good morning. I've had my breakfast and it is now time to get on with the cooking around, of course, Andrew's project of his Christmas cakes. So the first thing I'm going to get on is my curry loaf. So I'm going to cook a packet of the super rice curry flavour, which is free on the plan as directed, and I'm going to blend my chickpeas for curry loaf. So yeah, as I say, first thing to do is cook the rice as directed. While my rice is cooking, I'm going to prepare the other ingredients that we need for a curry loaf. So I'll show you this tin again. It's the Mazadar chickpea dal. The description for this is chickpeas and lentils in a mildly spiced sauce. And this particular brand is free on the plan, but please do check any other alternatives. Now, I have been sent a lovely food blender by Ham Swan, and this is the first time I'm going to use it. I am filming a review video at the same time, but I am going to try this out now. I like to blend my chickpeas, but you don't have to do this. So fingers crossed this will work. I'll just figure out how to switch it on. Switching the switch on might be a good idea. So you have some power speeds at the top. So we'll go for quite a low one. Seems really good, so I shall continue blending the chickpeas. So with the blender, I have found that you can't use it for more than 2 or 3 minutes. You have to give it a rest. So it's blended it really well, but I'm just going to do it a little bit more when the blender will allow me to. And then I've got 3 eggs in a bowl, and I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of curry powder. And then I'm going to beat my eggs. Right, so I have my blended chickpeas, I have my cooked rice, and I'm just going to add the rice to the chickpea mix. And then I'm going to add my whisked egg and curry powder. Give that a really good mix. Then you want to decant it into a 2-pound loaf tin. I've got my oven preheating at 190. You might need 200, and it will take about 45 minutes. So I will show you it when it's done. The next thing I'm going to prepare today is the Spice and Ice Chinese chicken curry. I have made this on the channel before, so I'm not going to go through the whole recipe, but this is a really quick and easy recipe. I will make it do 4 portions, and of course, as usual, I have my code for Spice and Ice, which is DBF20. I'll put all the details below, which will get you 20% off your order at spiceandice.com. So I will make this sin free, and I will use my muscle food chicken breasts. I've got 3 chicken breasts in there. I'll chop those up. 2 onions, chopped, 2 garlic cloves, some lazy ginger, half a cup of peas, some chicken stock, some sweetener. It says a teaspoon of sugar or sweetener. To make it free you would use sweetener, and it also says 3 tablespoons of plain flour. Well, obviously that would have sins, and it's just to thicken the curry a little bit. So what I use instead of flour is a little bit of this xanthan gum, which is free on the plan, and I get this from Morrison's online. But you don't need 3 tablespoons, you need about a teaspoon of this. So I'll get on with the chopping and cutting. Loving life.
What?
I love my chopper.
Do you?
Yes.
I thought you'd like a chopper. Oh, look at that.
2 onions done in less than 2 minutes.
Amazing.
Amazing. Right, so I've chopped my veg and I'm just frying off my chicken. And it says 400 ml of chicken stock. I'm going to try about 350 ml, just because I'm not using the flour to thicken it up. So I've got my stock cube in there and 350 ml of water. I'm then going to add my Spice and Entice Chinese chicken curry spice mix to the stock. Let me just put that, and I'm going to add about a level teaspoon of this xanthan gum. Actually, probably about that much. And then I'm going to give that a good whisk. We can always add some more water if we need to. Right, so I've stir fried my chicken, and then I've added the onion and garlic. Then I've got my stock mix, and I'm going to pour that in. You can see it has thickened up a bit, so we might add a little bit more water shortly. Just going to give that a stir, then I'll add my sweetener and my peas and let it thicken for 10 to 15 minutes. While the curry is frying off, I am going to roast my butternut squash, which I'll use later. So Andrew's just going to cut it in half. You talking? Tell them what you're doing.
I'm shy.
Shy. Need to find my pepper. I'll be with you in a minute. Right, so once it's cut in half, excuse me my dear, you're in the way now.
Good.
I don't bother to remove the seeds beforehand because I find them easier to remove after. So you just want a baking tray covered with kitchen foil, stick your 2 halves on. My microwave oven is preheating to 190. Again, you might need it slightly higher. Spray well with fry light. spray the outside of the skin as well, because that makes it go nice. And then sprinkle with whatever seasonings you like. I use salt and pepper. What are you doing? Andrew's playing Heidi-Bo. And I like this American barbecue seasoning from Aldi. Small shake of that. And then you want to stick that in the oven for about an hour. As I say, I do it on 190. You might need it slightly higher. So while one of Andrew's Christmas cakes are cooking, he has assembled his bike stand, which I bought him for our wedding anniversary. So what are you going to use this for?
I'm going to hang you on here if you don't behave yourself.
Is it for when you need to change the tyres and
Just
things?
working on your bike, yeah. Just take it wheels off, throwing it around the room a bit. Yeah. Just
Very nice.
Yeah, smashing, isn't it?
So that means you're not going to need a new bike for the next 10 years.
No, it'll be next year I'll get a new one.
Because you can replace parts and replace tyres, and so you don't need a new bike now for another few years.
If you say so, yeah.
So again, while my butternut squash is cooking, my curry loaf's still cooling. I've just made up some flavoured quark to use, probably for some pudding later on and my breakfast tomorrow morning. So I've got a pot of Arla quark in there, plain, and then I've got a few squirts of this peanut butter cup skinny syrup, which is free on the plan, and then I've measured 11 grams of the Options Belgian chocolate powder for 2 sins. So in that bowl there it will be 2 sins, and I'll probably split that down into a pudding for 1 sin and a breakfast for 1 sin. And it is best if you can mix it and then put it back in the fridge for the flavours to develop. So lunch is a couple of slices of barbecue meatloaf, which has been in the freezer and I got out last night. Then a big salad, green leaves, cucumbers, tomatoes, red onion and pepper. So the barbecue loaf is pork mince and beef mince mixed with egg and lentils and baked, and then you make a barbecue sauce to go with it. That's in the Eat More for Less book, and it's also on my channel. Really nice. And it's free on the plan, so all that is free and speed. And I've got an apple, an apricot and some blueberries, and I've got a Diet Coke. Andrew's got soup and bread. There's my butternut squash cooked, and over here I've got 4 chicken curries, the Chinese chicken curry, 3 pieces of curry loaf, there to go in the freezer, and I've got 1 piece in the fridge for my lunch tomorrow. Good afternoon. So dinner eaten, it is time to do another recipe. I'm going to film this separately, but I'll just tell you what I'm doing as it's part of the day. I am doing the spring greens mac and cheese, which is on page 122 of the Take 5 book, and as I say, I'm going to film a separate recipe and upload that later on this month, but I will show you how it turns out. And there's the spring greens mac and cheese, what I've made today in a separate recipe video, which will be up sometime during October. I'm now going to portion it up, and I'm sure along the way I'll let you know what I think. Well, it's 2 o'clock now. I'm finally going to sit down for a little while and enjoy a cup of coffee made with almond milk towards my Healthy Extra A. I've got the rest of a pot of Eat Smart and Counter fromage free, which I used in a recipe. I've put a dash of skinny syrup, and then I've chopped up a pear, so I'm just going to enjoy that as an afternoon snack. Well, when I was at SlimCon, Andrew was introduced to a new footpath near our house. It's called the Energy Walk, and it's just under Drax Towers, which you can't see at the moment. What do you call it? Drax
Power station.
Drax Power Station. So we'll have half an hour to an hour walk on here, and hopefully I'll have something nice to show you along the way. We just walked through the woods for a few minutes and we found Drax Towers. Andrew wants to show you his bum. covered, of course. So there's Drax Power Station. We literally live under the shadow of it. And you've got the train line, which is just a train. It's not like a public train line, it's just the
coal.
Yeah, the train that collects the coal. Do you know what these are?
Oh, it takes the coal.
That,
what?
those dome things.
They're called dome things. Right?
They're called dome things.
Yeah, they're some sort of dome.
Some sort of dome.
Yeah, technical thing, I think.
Yeah, there you go. That is Drax Power Station. This is the path. We'll walk on here for a bit. Oh, there's the train, look. I don't think you can see that. Oh, sorry. That's Alfie pulling the lead. I don't think you... There's a train there, the blue.
It's coming. It's coming.
There is a train there. I'm not quite sure if you can see that through there. Oh, there you go. You can see the front now. So yeah, we'll walk along here and see what else we find. So we've probably walked about 20 minutes or up to half an hour, and we found the turning point. The walk does go on further. You can go that way or that way, and the round walk, our friend tells us, is about 2 hours, which obviously is too long for Charlie. So I think we're going to turn round now, but Drax is still behind us. It's really massive. It's all along this walkway where we've been walking for the last 20-25 minutes has been Drax on the side of us. You can just see that one of the trains through the trees and the towers. So yeah, I think we found a new place to walk. So we found the horses field. We're still on this path, just turned round on the same path that we walked on. But we found the horses, and over here are the greenhouses where Andrew used to work before he moved to the work for the residential care home. He used to work in the greenhouses growing cucumbers, aubergines, tomatoes, strawberries. I think that was before I started vlogging.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
3 years, three and a half years ago.
3.5 years, yeah. Yeah, didn't like that job too much, but he's happy where he is now. Are you happy where you are?
Yes, I am.
He's enjoying himself anyway.
I am, yeah.
Come on then. So back from our walk, and it's time for our evening meal. So I think I've said that we've had the slow cooker on with the mince in all day. So it's 5% mince cooked in a Coleman's cottage pie mix, which is 6.5 sins for the pack. So I count 3 sins for my portion, because Andrew has more than me and there's always some left over. So 3 sins for half the Coleman's packet mix. Then I've got some frozen veg that's obviously been boiled, carrots, cauliflower and broccoli. I've got my half butternut squash, which I roasted as I've shown you. And then I've got 30 grams of light cheese. on the top for my Healthy Extra A, and as you know, I've had almond milk through the day. Then I've got a Vimto, no added sugar. Then I've got half of my chocolate quark for 1 sin with a few strawberries. So we've just been having a relaxing evening watching the telly, and it's 8:20 now, and I've also been editing some videos to go up today and later in the month. So I've got my sin plate ready. So I'm going to have some of these Sainsbury's mini breadsticks, which are 4 sins. And I've got the rest of this tub of a la carte cooking cheese, garlic and herb, which I've used in a recipe today. The whole pot of this is 1 sin, so I'm going to count half a sin, meaning that I've got half a sin used in my recipe. So 4 sins for my breadsticks, and I've got this Boots Shapers chocolate mint nougat bar, and that is also 4 sins. Looked it up on the app. I've got a nectarine and my usual coffee. So I end the day, I've had 5 sins elsewhere in the day, so I end on 13 and a half sins and 7,000 steps, although first thing this morning I had to charge my fitness tracker, so it's probably nearer 8,000. Thanks for watching.